Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast today. Bersama saya Retno Prasetya sebagai host pada podcast section kali ini. Okay, we have a special guest today, Miss Leila Meter. Okay, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, so you're from Belgium, right?
Yeah, correct.
So how was your flight? It's very far from your country to be Indonesia, right?
Yeah, but I'm excited to be back.
Oh, okay. So thank you so much for being here, and we are so excited to talk with you today. Okay, so maybe let me tell you a little bit about today's. It's about the Kartini Days, the woman who has fighting for women education and equality in the past. Yeah. So talking about the woman who has many roles today as a mother, maybe as a worker, or maybe as a student also. What do you think about it?
I think first of all, I was very impressed. Like even like in 2002, 2003, the first time I came here to Indonesia, like I was 18 years old, but I knew about the fact that Indonesia was an Islamic, mainly an Islamic country. Like it's not officially, but like the highest major population is Islamic. That aside of that, I saw a lot of emancipation already going on back then, and I think it has only grown. I have a lot of friends really like pursuing their dreams. They went to college. They have like high function jobs. I met women who were running English schools, like private English schools. Like it was a lady, like she made it up, and she had like, I think around the city like 8 or 9 schools all by herself. She made that without the help of a man. So I saw a lot of emancipation going on, and I was already very proud of that back then. So mainly I think the chances you get here are already like similar to what we have. I think it's more about the mindset of the girls sometimes.
Of course.
It's not about not having the chances, but they themselves, like they put themselves lower than actually the society puts them. They think like their goal is more like to be a housewife later on after they get married. Like they have these big dreams when they're in school, but once they get married, like they kind of like don't dare to pursue them. And of course, family is important, and being with your children is. I think there are many ways just to combine it, and maybe it's just more about the women themselves, like to think broader and more wide, and more like take the opportunities which are there, because I think if you look around, there are already quite a lot.
Okay. So it's about the women. Can you tell us about the relations to the women's rights? It's very important right now. I mean, the topic is very viral and it's also important. Can you tell us about your opinion about women's rights?
I think it's just in any way very important. That women just need to have like their right for education, but also inheritance. That they should be allowed to own buildings and not depend on their husbands for that, and just like make it themselves. But they should also just have the right to decide to live alone. And if they don't want to be married and spend the rest of their time just alone with friends or with a good friend, they should also just have that right. And I'm very sorry, but I think that you need to put the rights away from the religion. And that I am a very strong supporter of. That you cannot get yourself like involved with like religious rules and the suppression within religion, and whichever religion. I remember my grandmother also standing up against society back in those days, being like a woman. And like, no, I have the right, regardless to what the church says, to be who I am and to wear what I want to wear, even back then. And it's not just this religion or that religion, it's also Jewish people. Like I live in Antwerp, like near Antwerp. It's like a busy Jewish community. Jewish women are not allowed to work either. So you have many of these things. It's not just in Islam. But I, of course, like while living here, I got to learn more also about Islam there. So I think women need those rights, but you also need to take them and educate yourself with the rules of the country, the rules of your religion, and big that open up the conversation. I think with the conversation you get yourself very far. And it's like what I said, like most of the times I really felt that everything here is really like included still, but I also encountered sometimes moments where I was like less happy about that men didn't want to shake my hand just because I'm a woman, for instance. And regardless in which country I would have been when that happened, I would have really been very angry and upset, because it's not because of my gender that I'm more or less, or that I'm dirty or not, or whatever. I'm just who I am, and you can just talk to me the same way as you talk to somebody from a different gender. And that one I really didn't like. So I really stood up about it. I remember it opened kind of a discussion in school because I was so harsh about it. And that also helps. Like you open up a discussion from it, people start to share their images, but also with the boys in school. Like I opened that discussion and then they were like, actually, you have a point there. And then I think like, okay, just by opening up the discussion, you can open up people's mind, and it goes slowly. And sometimes you just need to think, if you make one person think more open, then you already won one person, and you cannot change the world in one day. It goes slowly.
Okay, so talking about your experience when you ever studied in Indonesia, you say that for European people it's very hard to get scholarship, right? But I just want to know about your experience. Maybe you already told us a little bit in the beginning about the experience when you studied in Indonesia. Can you tell me more about your experience? Yeah.
I can tell you so much about it.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
There are like good days, there are bad days, but overall it was just a very positive experience. It was like a major personal growth. And you go like this. It goes up and down.
Yeah, up and down,
There are days that you feel great, and there are days that you think, oh my God, what a... Whatever going on. And there are days that you wish like, oh my God, this is so stupid. What the hell are you doing? And then later on, 1 year later, you find yourself back in your own country, and you start thinking the same thing. Oh my God, what the hell are you doing? Because you adapted something from your host country, in this case Indonesia, and then you just don't understand why people there do it differently. And I think that growth is like my biggest experience. I still have friends here up to today, and that is so beautiful. I've experienced a lot of funny moments, and I've experienced a lot of difficult moments. So yeah.
Okay, that's very great. I love it. Okay, so when you studied Indonesia, it's just like 3 years?
I never studied in Indonesia.
Study for exchange students, I mean?
Never studied for being an exchange student.
Okay, you studied in Indonesia to learn.
I followed high school in Belgium. Like I graduated my high school, and like in the last year of high school, I applied for joining the AFS program in Indonesia. It is linked to Bina Antar Budaya. So I joined the AFS program. I went through some selection process, which is easier in the European countries than in Asia, South America, or Africa, because most of us we raise the money ourselves because our currency is a bit stronger, unfortunately. Here the process of getting in is more difficult, but it's not impossible. And I met a lot of exchange students, and there are a lot of Indonesian exchange students.
Very good experience. Yeah.
So like I applied, I got through. It means like I graduated in June, and then I entered and joined the program. I left in August, and I arrived before 17 Agustus, your National Day, Independence Day, yeah. I arrived, I think, 2 days before that, so I celebrated Independence Day here in Jakarta together with a group of friends who were here, and then later on we were distributed all over the country, and then I arrived, I think, end of August in Samarinda, which I started school then in September. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to know about your thing. In the first time when you came to Samarinda, I think it's just small city in Indonesia, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but for me it's big. I come from
really?
a country
Oh my
like
God.
with only 60 million people. So
Yeah.
area-wise, Samarinda for me is a big city. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was very happy to stay in Samarinda and not in like Jakarta or something like one of
It's
the
very busy city,
very
yes.
busy big cities. At least here, I got the feeling that I got to know the city easily. I got myself the opportunity to move from one place to the other place
Oh,
on my
really?
own.
Oh.
Either I could learn the transport or my friends could pick me up. I learned later on that when you live in Jakarta and you live on one side and your friend lives on the other side, there's hardly no way to meet. And so I really liked just to be in the city, which was a bit smaller, a bit more like comprehensible, and yeah, it was good.
Okay, maybe this is the last questions for you. I mean, it's not questions. It's about. Can you give us a little bit about motivations as being women, especially for the students in here in our university, Unukhalti?
I think you just need to dream big and try to reach what you want to reach. And it's not impossible. There are many ways to get there, and just go for it, and don't limit yourself because you feel like there are limitations put upon yourself, because there are not. They're not being there. So yeah, just take the chances which are there and learn. And when it comes to learning English, I always just want to say to people like it's a doorway to foreign countries. So try it. Learn a foreign language, whether it is English or Japanese or Chinese. I don't, but it's a doorway to get to know the world and to open up the world a little bit, also for yourself. But don't be afraid to speak it. Just, we all make mistakes. English ain't my primary language. It's not my mother tongue, so I also had to learn it. And you can only learn it by speaking. If I was afraid to speak back in those days, I would not be able to speak Indonesian right now. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Leila, for sharing your thoughts and experience today. Hope you enjoy your day in Samarinda.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I
maybe
sure
before
will.
we close it, say bye-bye to the audience. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you on next podcast.